What's cracking, guys? Bruce Matson here, your host show of Metric Scout Fantasy Football. I've been collecting clips all off-season, and we're getting closer to training camp. And all off-season, I've been trying to get you these highlights from workouts, OTAs, minicamps, whatever I can find on these players, so you can get a peek behind the curtain of what they're doing. Also allows me to get an opportunity to give you some different types of content in the off-season, because the off-season get pretty boring. Buy, sells, guys to get in fantasy for this and that. It all wraps up the same. So if I can give you something different for me to do and from what everyone else is doing, it's always a good thing. Today's clip is going to be on CeeDee Lamb. I've had some CeeDee Lamb clips come on the channel here lately over the last week and a half. If you want to check those out, go flip through the archives, especially if you're a Cowboys fan or if you're interested in CeeDee Lamb. I got some more clips on him. This is like my third one in the last few days, so go check those out. But here's another one on CeeDee Lamb. This one's a minute and a half long. Pretty much him working on his footwork, his route running, catching the ball a little bit. But let's go ahead and watch that. Like I've been saying in the last couple videos, CeeDee Lamb's a very good wide receiver. One of the best in the league. You can kind of make the case for that. He's very good, more than good. High draft capital, but there's levels to this game. And can he get up to being one of the top tier producers in the league? For fantasy, for NFL purposes, for the Cowboys, can he be an alpha wide receiver? I'm talking about a top 5 guy, top 10, 8 guy. Not just in value, not just in perception, not just in projections. Can he deliver? We got 2 seasons under our belt. We're going into year 3. Amari Cooper's gone. He can get a large portion of the targets, soak up all the targets if he wants, as long as he gets open, creates that separation, reels in those passes, gets the yak. It's all on him. He can submit his greatness this season. Stays healthy, makes plays. It's all on him. It's all on him to get the job done. Does he have the potential to do so? Yeah, he has the potential. But is it actually going to happen? We have to see. He's a good wide receiver. I'll give him that. He's done some good things. He's made some plays. Now we got to see this happen for a long portion of time, for over a course of a season. We need to see this happen and him be one of the top wide receivers in the league. Not just for fantasy. We need him to finish as a wide receiver 1 with high-end games and be very productive. I shown this clip the other day. Him running that route, making the catch. That's in the archives. But we need to see that happen. In fantasy, I think you're definitely going to get a good baseline out of him. He's definitely not going to bust on you. I think he's very safe. The targets are going to be there. The efficiency is going to be there. But the price point in fantasy, where you have to draft him at, there's also a thing where you got to think about his ceiling. Can he be a top 5 wide receiver? Can he be the wide receiver 5, 3, 4, 2, 1, whatever? One of those top dudes. Can he be there? Or is he just going to flutter around high-end wide receiver 2 range? Where are we drafting him at? Are we paying for that with that speculation in mind? And then the opportunity cost of getting other running backs on the board, maybe paying up for a good tight end, or whatever's going on. Maybe you're in a 2 QB league. Maybe you're getting your second quarterback. He is not cheap. And price matters in fantasy. Upside matters in fantasy. Low side matters in fantasy. It all matters. I feel like he's a very safe prospect. He's so good that he's not going to bottom out on you unless he gets injured. As long as he's healthy on the field, he's going to give you production. That is not a worry of mine. He is going to be valuable in fantasy. But the price you're paying, the speculation into him, is he could be a top 5, top 8, top 10 guy. And you need that into his profile. I think there's a good possibility of that. I think the targets could be there for that, considering there's not much competition there in Dallas. The talent's there with him. Can he own it? Can he take over? We don't know really for sure until it happens. We can speculate on that. We can put some chips on him in fantasy, see what happens. But until it happens, we don't know for sure. CeeDee Lamb, when you're paying for him in fantasy, you're paying for that floor, which is very high. He's not going to bust out on you unless he gets hurt. And you're also paying for that ceiling. And that ceiling's there. That ceiling's there. And people are going to rag on that ceiling until it happens. And honestly, they're going to do that because it's safer to do. It's safer to not go on a player to speculate on. It's safer to do that. It's safer to not speculate on a player and just tout players that's already hit that, just already been there. But the opportunity's here for him. We know, we've seen the talent. We need him to put it together for a full season. Can that happen? Yeah, that could happen. There's a high probability of that. Is he going to bust on us? No, probably not. As long as he doesn't get hurt, he's good as gold. He's good as gold. He's a very safe wide receiver prospect, but the opportunity costs of what running backs are on the board, what tight ends are on the board, the format of your league, all that stuff is also baked into that. So the price point matters because he's not cheap in fantasy. Cowboys fans, let me know what you think about CeeDee Lamb. Let me know if you agree with this. Do you think he can be a next alpha wide receiver, or do you think he's just a very, very, very good wide receiver with a safe floor, and the upside isn't up there with some of the former wide receivers of the past, the former great wide receivers like a Michael Irvin, like a Des Bryant, like those type dudes? Let's see what happens. I'm kind of optimistic. I'm very bullish, but I'm also very reserved as well. I think buying him last year was good because you knew he was going to hold his value. Now it's put up or shut up time. If he doesn't hit to that upside, we're going to see a little decrease in value in Dynasty. And that's me just reading the market. That's not me saying my feels. That's me reading the market, me playing Dynasty for so long, knowing when values churn, values change. And if he hits, he's going to maintain value. If he hits, gives you top 5, top 10 production, he's going to maintain value. If he gives you top 15, top 20 production, back half of those, he's going to drop a little bit. He's going to drop a little bit in the rankings. You're going to lose a little bit of your investment. Can you live with that? Or are you cool with holding him, knowing that you got a younger wide receiver that you can use for the next 5, 6, 7, 8 years on your Dynasty roster? Because it's not just trade value, it's not just market value, it's also the intangible of this player on your roster to get you fantasy points for X amount of time. And CeeDee Lamb's going to give you fantasy points on your roster for a long time, and he's going to be a safe asset that you feel confident for at least 3, 4, 5 more years. And then after that, it's whatever's happening in his timeline over his career. But let me know what you think about him in the comments. Hit that like button on the way out. Really helps the video on the algorithm. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. Really helps the show, really helps the channel out, and you never know what clips I'm going to be going over next, because it could be one of your favorite players, could be a rookie. If it comes at me, I'm going to share it just like that. But I want to thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.